waving. Here he goes. It's Hester. Inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And no flag, 92 yards.
All right, you already know what it is, Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I am your illustrious host, Professor Lake, in the building once again. And today we're going to do a quick film session on the Bears' #1 offense versus the Bengals' #1 defense, just to get a closer look at what went wrong during our first preseason debut with the Matt Nagy system. Of course, this is not what I wanted out the offense, but it is what I expected. Hopefully the Bears can work the kinks out, get everything running smoothly. But we're going to take a quick look at the film, just break some things down real quick. I hope you enjoy. But as I always do right about this time, it is Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. This is the illustrious host, Professor Lake, in the building once again, setting the table. It's time to eat. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Be a Fourth Quarter Boy for life. Hit that notification bell. All right, let's jump right into film session. Okay, on this first play, I think the offensive line had good protection. They gave Mitchell Trubisky time to throw the ball, and they formed a nice pocket for him. Let's take a closer look. Okay, you see instantly they're able to stop some of the pressure in the middle. They're doing a nice job on the right side. All right, good protection, nice pocket. Cody, nice punch off the snap. You see towards the top of the screen, Tariq Cohen, nice pickup. Again, you see Tariq Cohen squares up against the defender, nice block. Again, it's key that they stop pressure in the middle. Nice pocket for True to step up in. A little overthrown, could have been incidental contact. Tackles look pretty good on the outside. Everything looks good up front. True, you gotta hit this guy. Okay, here we have bunch formation to the left. It's gonna be an inside handoff. We're gonna have Eric Kush trying to pull. Again, Eric Kush pulling. You need to get around and up that hole to the second level. Everything was good on this play, but Kush, you gotta get to the second level. And this is what I'm talking about when I mentioned the Bears' offensive line having consistency with basic plays. You know, you're going to need these guys to show some competency in order to get this offense rolling, to actually be competitive. And it all starts up front, fellas. There's no need to look at the weapons on the outside until we get this thing tightened up front. Let's continue on. Okay, on this play, we got trips right. I think that pass protection was poor on this play. I'll show you why. But if it's not one part of the line that's not doing their job, it's the other. And we'll take a closer look right here. On this particular play, I want you to focus on the edge rushers and just see how aggressive they come off on our offensive tackles. Let's take a look at Charles Leno Jr. at the bottom of the screen. Tackles seem to have to do a better job. At the top of the screen, you see Gerald Massey getting beat by a spin move. I would like to see Charles close that gap a little quicker so he doesn't end up in Trubisky's lap. Yeah, it's just a little too much pressure from the edge in my opinion. Trips right. Nice pass protection. Nice throw. Shaheen is open over the middle. Better pass protection, a lot better. And look at Trey Burton being a nice security blanket for Trubisky. Nice catch. Okay, here we got double tight ends. 2 wide receivers split wide. Let's check it out. Man, Poor pass protection. What I tell you a couple plays ago. It's not one part of the line, it's the other. Cush gets thrown down. Pressure up the middle. This is what we can't have, fellas. The offensive line has to play good as an entire unit. Know your assignments. Don't get beat. And that was supposed to be a double team. All right, let's check it out. A little better pass protection, nice scramble. Again, I'd like to see the offensive line be a little bit more stout instead of riding defenders past Mitchell Trubisky. I know that's a technique that's taught. Look at where the edge rushers are at. They're getting upfield too fast. Now, there's nice blocking in the middle right now. Nice scramble. Again, I'd like to see Charles Leno Jr. be a little bit more stout. You got Massey up top. It's a lot better job. And the Bears were penalized for a holding call on this play, but I think that was pretty petty. Overall, pretty decent job at pass protection. Bubble screen. Shaheen missed the block. Again, we take another look at this bubble screen to Anthony Miller. And yeah, that's Shaheen's block. You don't want to catch an unnecessary penalty for blocking in the back. But definitely could have been a bigger play. All right, let's check it out. Motion right. Can you see Eric Cush pulling? He's not quick enough to seal that edge. And I see him falling down a lot too. Yeah, Eric Cush just doesn't seem quick enough to get around and seal the edge or just really be a pulling guard in general. I just don't think he's quick enough. In a play like this, you want Cush, get into that second level, seal that edge. All right, so you see the whole left side of the line pulling. It just doesn't look like Cush or Whitehair are quick enough or athletic enough to move in space and get to the second level. And see Cody Whitehair getting to the second level, and Cush is not there yet, and Leno's damn near passing him up. You can even see Leno get kind of tripped up because Cush isn't getting around the corner fast enough. Also, you see Massey getting beat brutally once again. Massey has to do a lot better than this. But it all starts up front, all right? This last play, we got bunch formation to the left. See what it looks like. We got a high snap. Edge rushers upfield. Still nice protection. And the high snap throws everything off. Good hustle by the defender to get back into play. I just like to see the offensive line give Trubisky a cleaner pocket. I wouldn't be comfortable back there either if I had edge rushers closing in the pocket all the time. So there you have it. The Bears offense ran 10 plays during the first preseason game. In my opinion, just a little critique on what I've seen, especially out the Bears offensive line, because we really didn't get to see a lot out the skilled players, but a lot of it starts up front. So I think the Bears offensive line needs to be more cohesive in their pass blocking and run blocking. They also need to be accountable and less accepting of mediocrity. Too many times I see, a couple guys on the line doing well, and then you got one or two guys getting beat badly, causing the play to have dysfunction. And this is not just singling out the offensive line. We got Kevin White with a drop. Just things don't seem to be in sync. So I would like to see more accountability for the offensive line, but more importantly, the entire team, but especially up front, because it all starts up front. Less acceptance of mediocrity. This has to happen, fellas. Another thing I noticed is that Eric Kush had a bit of a problem pulling and staying on his feet. He got knocked down by Geno Atkins on a sack, and then when it comes to pulling and wrapping around, he just doesn't show a lot of athleticism in getting in front of the play and getting to the second level. Whitehair has to be better at snapping the ball. He has to be better, because the way I see it, James Daniels might have to play guard if they're going to be moving him around like that and expecting the guards to wrap around the other side of the line and get out in front of the run. James Daniels may have to play guard. So Cody needs to get the snapping together. Again, like I said before, James Daniels at guard is important if Kush is not athletic enough to get around the corner. The tackles did an average job during the game. They could be more stout at stopping edge rushers from getting upfield so quickly. They make the pocket look a little chaotic and flimsy. So they could get a little more stout in the pass protection. Massey was getting abused, and I don't know if he's going to be the answer over there at right tackle. So hopefully they got some quality depth. Massey looked pretty bad out there, in my opinion. Tariq Cohen, on the other hand, I was impressed by how he was able to square up against the edge rusher and make a solid block in pass protection. I was kind of surprised he held his own. He just didn't get ran over. He used his hands and jacked that guy up. Just looking at the few formations that Matt Nagy allowed us to see, I like the play design. I like the idea that he could run a lot of different plays out of a similar look. So I guess that gives you a little sneak peek on what's to come. I think that he does want his line to be athletic enough to move around in situations where he's going to get pulled to wrap around to the backside or the front side of the play. And again, this was a very vanilla offense. Most of what we're seeing out there were bunch formations and trips formations. And they were trying to see what kind of movement they could get out of Eric Kush, because I think that's going to be a major facet in their blocking game, being able to have mobile guards and mobile tackles that can move around in space and get to the second level. I like what I've seen out of Charles Leno Jr. I think he has the athleticism to be effective when pulling. As you can see, he was tripping over Eric Kush during one of the plays. But also, I think that James Daniels was drafted at guard, so you can put him right next to Leno and have another athletic guy that could get out in space and get these running backs to the second and third level of these defenses. Hopefully Saturday night we can see a lot more cohesiveness and a smooth offensive play. I focused on the offensive line because it all starts up front. And, looking at the way the offense performed against the Bengals, you have to take a look at the line because they really couldn't get things going. You kind of can pinpoint where things fall apart. The main thing that the Bears need to do is get some really good, consistent play out the front five. And I think everything else will fall into place. Also, we got to, really look at Kevin White as a starter. Has he earned the starting position? I'm not sure yet, but I guess we'll see a little bit more of him before the season starts. I can't really say that Mitchell Trubisky looked great out there. He seemed a little bit rattled at times by the pressure of some of the edge rushers. And, the one or two times that the pocket was pushed in his face. But overall, I still think he's a poised quarterback. I think that he's still got a lot of room to improve. I think working out the kinks in the Matt Nagy offense is also going to show in weeks to come. So with that in mind, you know what time it is, fourth quarter boys sports. It is the illustrious one, Professor Lake. The Bears versus the Denver Broncos coming up Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to that. And you got to do this for me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. Hit the notification bell. You know what it is, man. I'm out.
Work it back to the middle. Gets past the first wave, and here he goes. It's Hester. inside the 30. Hester's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. And no flag, 92 yards.